Hello and welcome to another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. I still have us on the combat cam from the end of the last episode. But before we jump into that nonsense, does anyone have any announcements for the 20th of July?
I would like to announce the last will and testament of Anya, last name redacted. No, I'm joking. Just keep on chugging, guys. Yep. I know things are pretty crazy out there in the big, bad, non-Derby created world, but stay safe and care about each other.
That's it. You're awesome. Thank you for listening to this far. You're awesome.
Yes. All right. So, that's all. Without further ado, let's jump into this episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. And we're back. Okay, so where we last left off, the party left the demiplane that they had found sanctuary in with a carefully laid out plan for getting away from the tower. What they weren't anticipating was the guards being set in place to spot them as soon as they came out. And there was a bit of combat, and while Ross managed to use some magical charming to convince the guards to aid them, before they could really do much, Karthos slew them with a circle of death. And that is where we jump back into things at the top of the initiative round. Anya, make me a death saving throw, please.
Hafren's there to help. Your own mini Hafren.
That's pretty good. That's an 18.
18. Okay, so that's one success.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also frozen, so yeah.
Cool stuff.
All right. Bertie.
Yeah. I am going to. Cool. So Bertie he's still hiding at the back there of the alleyway, kind of like looking around. All of the guards are suddenly just dropped dead, and Bertie is not looking great, but he kind of like flinches back out of like recoiling from what he thought would be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Probably because like some of that negative energy that was flung at him in the previous episode kind of just sloughs off on him because of all of the black flames still bursting forth from his person. I guess like he's like, okay, well, and he instead then just configurates his hands, grips onto his wrist, and then fires forward some magic missiles. At the one person we have to kill.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll to hit 3 times. Hooray.
All right.
Just a moment. So the first time is 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That hits handily.
Excellent. All right. And I'll just roll all to hit to see how many I'll do in total. Yeah. Okay. Next one is a 17 to hit.
That would hit, but he is going to use his reaction to cast shield.
Okay. And then the third one is a 27.
27 hits handily.
Okay, so hits 2 times, so I'm going to roll D10 twice. Awesome. So I rolled an 8 and a 9, and they both get plus. So, yes. That's yep. And then I put a plus 10 to that as well because it's a plus 5 for each beam.
Yep, so the total there was...
Yeah, I'll just do maths just one moment.
Yeah.
I've had a very long day at work.
Yeah. So it was an 8 and a 9.
Yeah, plus 10, so it's
that's
27
17,
altogether.
So 27.
Yeah.
Now, you notice as you shoot forward these beams that they are not the... They're similar to what you've seen before, but they're not quite the force damage dealing beams that they have been in the past. There seems to be a necrotic taint to them.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
As these blasts are now necrotic damage.
So I can imagine while they're firing towards, it's just basically fleeing these towards them from out of all these black flames, which I can imagine all you can see is just the kind of like wobbly, like red of his eyes. These like beams shoot out, and as they're going past, to like hit him, like any grass that's like on the ground will just die, and like there's a direct path under where the beams are. Yeah. And then like because like the governor is staying with the tower, there's some grass around there that just all dies as like, and the one that shoots past him and misses him, like just all the plants just instantly wither up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what happens.
Next would be the guards, but they're dead. Rook,
Pull one
it's
out.
your go.
Okay. So I'm going to try to hit this guy with my axe. Very annoyed that he attacked everyone. That was the 12.
12 will miss.
On my second attack, I'm going to use the advantage feat that I have. Reckless attack.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so that's a 23 to hit.
23 will definitely hit.
Okay, and I'm going to use Savage Attacker to reroll that damage. Cool. So that's 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26 damage for him.
26 damage. Alright.
Yeah, and I'm going to continue just to, like, stand between everyone else.
Alright. Next is... Ross.
Okay. First up, I'm gonna use my bonus action. And I'm gonna give Anya a couple healing words. So that's a 1d4 plus 5
yeah.
for you.
Ready to get knocked down again.
So just the first level slot you're using
Just
there?
first level, because
Cool.
that's the only one that counts as a bonus action.
Oh, nice.
No, they all count as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, no, that's good.
You can use
Are
it
you
at
happy for me to
whatever
roll
level
it?
you want.
Because
as a
I
bonus.
already rolled it.
It in my little thing, it says it's only a bonus at first level.
Probably because it's counting it, talking about your actions rather than your spells, I would imagine.
Okay. Well, we're done.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then... Ooh.
Now, keep in mind you cannot cast a leveled spell with both your action and bonus action in the
I
same
am
turn.
aware.
Yes.
Which is why I am going to... I'm not going to get any closer. I like my little spot. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to look at the Lich and I'm going to say, hey, you big ugly fuck, stop hurting my friends. And that's going to be vicious mockery.
All right. So that is a wisdom save, isn't it?
He's going to be like, but I'm attractive.
I know.
Does she not notice my attractiveness? I'm like a 10 or something.
Yeah. Oh.
Bernie also takes vicious mockery damage because the
Does
F
save.
word was used.
He does
He
save
saves.
against it. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So,
He knows he's
what
hot.
she says, like, I know I'm attractive. You don't need
I
to,
know
like,
I'm
bring me
hot.
down.
Little purple weirdo.
Yeah, he gives you the kind of like, who the fuck are you kind of look.
Yeah.
Oh, if only he still had his
He gives you the
seventh level
finger.
slot left,
He's like-
he might have given you the finger.
In the no. Also, in those 6 seconds, Brady like looks at Ross like, "Hey, like, what? Have you got eyes? He's hot."
Neumann, is your go.
Alrighty, is it possible to palm off a potion as, like, not to use it, but to just hand over a potion?
Yeah. We'll call that an interaction.
Alright, cool. So he is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to use feline agility to get right up next to Big Boy McGee, but on the way he's going to palm off a potion of greater healing to Ross.
Alright.
Cool.
And he might say in passing, this is for Anya. I need to get in there.
Alright.
So he is giving you, just to double check, it was definitely the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, a potion of greater healing.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have one of those. And
Yep.
he's going
Should I put that in
to,
my...
if you would like, yeah. He's going to attack with his vicious rapier.
Alright.
It's actually, I might get into flanking if that's possible. I definitely have the movement for it, so cool.
Yep.
I want that advantage. Because now I'm using my vicious rapier in its proper sense. Now I can actually get critical hits with it, which would be nice. 12. So that is 22 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Yeah.
Alright, cool. So that is 7, 13 piercing damage.
Alright.
And
yeah. You do also get your sneak attack from that.
yes, which is now 4d6.
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Which is 11, 13, 15.
15. Okay.
15 extra piercing.
Yep.
Then he's going to use his offhand with just his rapier plus 1.
Yep.
And that is a 15 to hit.
Okay. That will miss.
Okay. Cool. And is there anything he can do as a bonus action? I do not think he can.
Oh no.
Oh.
Your offhand attack was your bonus
Oh
action.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm done. I'll
All right.
never learn how to
no.
play Neumann. It'll never happen.
At the end of your turn, not on his go. At the end of your
I will
turn,
never learn
because I keep
D&D.
forgetting to do these. He's going to use his legendary actions. He's going to spend 3 actions to use Disrupt Life. So can I get Rook, Neumann, and Ross to each roll me a Constitution saving throw?
I'm going to use a different dice for this one because I'm worried.
Hey.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, I'm a happy boy right now.
What's my... I rolled a nat 19.
Nice.
That's enough. That's
Okay.
enough.
Cool.
So that's
26.
26 is enough.
Dirty
Neumann?
20.
Dirty 20. So you all succeed, so you take half, which is 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, that's better than double digits.
And now it is his go. And he is going to... He is going to... Yeah, he is going to... cast... You know what?
Ooh. Oh,
He's...
It's gonna do the robot.
Oh. Am
You're
I
back.
back?
Yeah,
Am I
you're back.
He's
Darby,
going
you are
to
static for us.
Newman,
Yes.
can
Beats
you roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah, fine. Pick on the unwise one. That's just a natural 10.
You're a cat now.
Yeah. What's
As he
new?
casts polymorph.
wait, like a little kitty?
Yes.
That's racist of him.
He's a wizard Nazi. What do you expect?
I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is true.
Does that mean there's just a big cape and a giant hat
Yeah,
with a
look.
little cat underneath it? Or like a huge set of armor with like this little cat?
I'm gonna say because of the remit of the spell, there's the cape and the hat, but not the armor.
Yes, but also, imagine Grumpy Cat wearing a cape and a hat. That's what he looks like now. He's not happy with this. He's got a massive
Does that mean
frown.
he can't talk? Oh no.
He cannot
Grumpy
talk.
Cat was
Catherine can
orange.
understand me.
That's cute. That's
All
kind of
right.
cute now.
And I believe that's his go. All right, Anya, roll me. No, you are conscious because of the healing word.
I gave her
What?
bonus.
What do you want
No,
to do?
I'm conscious. So Anya she's fucked up. Like she has been basically killed twice. So she like very raggedly sort of pushes herself to her knees and then stands up and she draws an arrow on her oath bow and she's like fuck. She's just like, I think maybe it is time for you to fucking die.
All right. Okay.
And she
Roll
makes
to
him
hit.
her sworn enemy and she attacks him.
26.
26.
Ooh, hold on. What's 18 plus
Yeah.
8?
He can't even shield that.
I'm guessing that's enough. Yeah, awesome. So, there's going to be some damage. Now, the thing is, just before when I was looking up things, when I was like, maybe I might get a go, I looked up, I was like, oh, I wonder what my sneak attack dice would be, because I took a level in Rogue. Yep, lo and behold, I now have 6d6 sneak attack dice, which, considering I have allies within 5 feet, I can use. Let's see. There's also an extra 3d6 on any attacks to my sworn enemies. So that's 9d6. Plus the, where's the oath bow? Plus the 1d8, plus 4. So we'll
1
do
plus 4.
the d8, which is 1. And then 7, 10, 9, 12, 15, 16, 19. Okay. 31, 36.
So that's 40 total or 40 plus?
40 points
total.
of damage.
Okay.
40 total.
Is he looking any deader?
Yeah, so you guys see the kind of veneer of life kind of disappear as his true or at least more true lich form becomes more evident.
She's also, just going to, actually I'm going to retcon a little bit because I'm going to say with Hafren so close to where she is, as she's getting up, she's going to sleight of hand past the gem, the thing that he wants and needs, that I can't remember the specific name of.
Oh yeah, because
to
Hafren canonically has like this little coin pouch.
which I will roll that now. Yeah. I was thinking he was just going to hold it in his little kitty mouth, but coin purse works.
27.
All right.
15 plus 12, so 27. And Hafren is going to.
Oh, and he's still got the
sneak
shadow dust on
around
him.
The
I'm
building.
pretty sure that's down.
No, that's down.
down. It's concentration.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
Okay. Well, either way, hold on. I can't select.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that's it. Yeah.
I'm just assuming he has 25 movement. I can't be bothered flicking across to the tab. I will. Oh, I've got to flick across to the tab
All right.
anyway. To
Okay.
roll stealth.
The cat has a
which
speed
he
of
has,
40
so that's a
feet.
15.
Damn right we do.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh well, then I moved him 25.
All right.
So
Bertie, it is your go.
Cool. Bertie's gonna shoot magic missile
There we go.
at him
There
again,
he
I
is.
guess.
All right.
So,
Roll to hit.
Yep. So the first one is a 16.
16. Again, he's going to cast shield to block it.
That's fine. The next one is a 20.
That doesn't beat the shielded AC.
Okay, so that doesn't hit.
Just misses.
Okay, but he does get one in. He gets 25, so that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That does handily.
So I rolled a 5, so 15 points of damage.
All right.
Explode forth from this kind of like empty space where Bertie is currently inhabiting. And
Okay.
then he moves backwards again.
All right. Okay. At the end of your turn, the Karthos is going to use. He might use Disrupt Life again. So again, Ross, Rook, and Neumann.
Oh, I gotta look up new stats.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution.
Look,
Where-
guys.
That is a +0 for you, Neumann.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
I was like,
Okay,
no,
there's
I
my
want
constitution.
to take damage from this, to be honest. Yeah,
That's
otherwise,
a dirty 19.
yeah.
Dirty 19.
22.
Yeah, because then you change back.
22.
Yeah.
And what did you get,
6.
Neumann? 6.
Oh
Okay.
god.
So,
Poor cat.
That, like I said, that's good. I'm happy with that.
so Ross and Rook, you each take 15.
Okay.
Neumann, your cat form takes 2.
Yep,
And then you turn back into Tabaxi
Oh,
and
good.
you take 28
28. That's okay.
points of necrotic damage. Alright. And it is Rook's go.
That's a low.
Okay. Yep. Reckless attack again.
Yep.
I want to get this guy.
Are you using your bardic inspiration at any point?
Oh, I will. I'll have to. I got a 26 for that one though.
26 will hit.
Nice.
Um, 22 plus 9, 31 damage.
31.
Nice,
That-
yeah.
yeah, that's a nice
Great.
bit of damage there.
Nice, yeah.
Nice. Okay, second attack. Sweet, that's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits handily.
Excellent.
I want to take him out. So that's 8 plus 10, 28. No. 18 plus 9.
How are you doing this?
Yes! Oh!
Nice.
Yay, Rook! Yay, Rook!
Fantastic!
That's so cool.
So I'm guessing he's like got more of like a lich, kind of like a skeleton kind of
So he's-
form.
Yeah, like very sallow, rotting flesh.
Ugh.
A lot of
So
it,
hot.
some of it loose, some of it tight to the bone, like with a mummy.
He is not hot anymore.
No. No.
All right, time to heat him up. So I will basically, I'll get my axe and I will just hit him from the head down, cut his head, and slash him right through the chest.
Well, it's called the Bone Scorcher for a reason.
Yes!
Yes.
And
Yeah.
now his bones are crisped.
Yeah, and you see like the bones and flesh melt down into an ash.
Ooh.
Ew. I kick it.
Okay, it's like kicking dust.
Yeah.
Nice.
like kicking a pile of dust.
Newman coughs because you kicked it at him.
Ross is gonna yell, I knew you were cool! I knew you were cool, man!
Okay.
Yeah, glad to be of service.
As
Yeah.
as the person who did the final honors, can you please roll me a d10?
Okay.
Order.
6.
All right. Noted.
Interesting.
Hate that.
Interesting.
Hate that.
Kind of don't like
Okay.
Yeah.
So after Ross is like, I know you were cool thing, Newman's gonna hand Rook a card. And then he's going to turn and wink at Ross.
What's this?
It's Ross's card over there.
Oh,
We're actually
Ross is
talking
gonna
about you
wave.
recently, and Ross was like, if you ever need an entertainer or a drama person for anything, now you have the contact details. And can I say,
intriguing.
phenomenal.
I also do weddings!
I'll keep that in mind. It's a pleasure to meet. It's a pleasure to meet you. How did you?
Anya limps over and she's very bloodied. But she's like, oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Sorry, I had to stop
Yeah.
myself from going into like a southern
Ross
accent.
is gonna, so you've
The
gone
Rook
up
effect.
to Rook? Yeah, okay. Ross is gonna kinda just jog after you, like
Yeah.
trying not to hurt you or anything, and just try to hand you the potion of greater healing from Neumann. Just being like, you should probably drink this. I think that's a good idea.
You're looking worse for wear, Anya.
Yeah, well, I did, and she kind of uncorks the potion with her teeth and spits the cork away. She's like, and she's gulping it down. She's like, I did, nearly died twice, so, you know. By the way, I've sent Catherine away. He'll be back up with us. By the way, Darby, while all this is happening, Catherine is just
Cat.
weaving around the
Committing
streets, being
He rubs someone's wallet.
committing kitty crime. She's like, he will oh sorry baby, he will protect our assets
I'm glad your mission was
that
a
we
success.
have acquired.
I was a bit worried about you then for a moment.
Look,
44 plus 4.
Oh,
And
what
then,
was
just
that?
to clarify, not
greater healing, by the
44
way?
plus 4.
4d4
4d4 plus 4. Because
Yeah, no,
as good as that would have been.
Yeah, healing potions
baby.
suck.
Yeah, okay. I'll expend the one I.
Alright.
10.
So, what are you doing?
19.
What
That's
brings
fine.
you to
19 will
Meowtown?
get us by.
I was following some leads as I do. I wanted to have a bit of a word with the governor, see if I can learn a bit more about the Wizards of the Ruins. And I'm also trying to ask about where my troops gotten to. I haven't found much word about them yet.
Oh.
Well, would you like the good news or the bad news? To paraphrase a good friend.
Yeah, Bertie's like, he's ducked out a bit.
I can
while
imagine
you guys are
Bertie
chatting.
sort of
But he's not
pisses
there
back
right
at the
now.
moment.
Now, as a reminder,
Head empty,
as a quick
thoughts
reminder, at the point that you guys parted ways, you were in Bapsashard.
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rook was already here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess hit me with the bad news first.
Yeah, anyway. Do you want the good news or the bad news? Well, the governor...
Oh.
Pile of dust.
That was
The
the
pile
governor.
of dust
And she
and
points
ashes.
at the dead corpse of the Lich. The pile of
Sure,
dust.
sure.
She's like, "Do you want the good news now?"
Oh, wonderful.
He was a
I was
lich,
just
so
hoping
he's
to have a
probably
little,
still alive.
Regular chat with him, but everyone is so goddamn evil around here.
Yeah, I mean, we know some people who aren't evil who you could talk to. What was their name again, Ross?
Diamada's Concord.
Yeah. They're like part of the resistance.
Yes, this secret organization that, you know, probably shouldn't be spoken to people who you just met.
Yeah.
She kind of grins at you, like, and you can tell
Ross
it's
is-
a bit of a tease. Or
I think
don't know whether
Ross,
you
at
can.
this point is
but
kind of realizing they're
that's-
standing on the dusted remains of the undead governor, and she's kind of like, I would feel more comfortable if we left.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
You know what?
hand in the mission.
Let's go back to Diamada's Concord. I'll buy you guys around.
Excellent.
I'll tell Heffron to meet us there.
Yeah.
And then
After a few moments more, Bertie's shadow of Moyle dissipates.
Oh,
No,
has he been
good.
shadowy this
Yeah.
whole time?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can
Yeah.
we see the shadow or?
No,
Oh, yeah.
As I said, he's not with you guys right now.
Ah.
Oh,
He went
Yeah.
off earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Um,
forgot. I was just like,
okay.
oh no.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, he stopped off to wait for that to go away. And while he's doing that, I would like him to if Haffron is kind of like ducking and weaving, he's keeping an eye out for Haffron.
All right. Roll me a. Let's say a survival check because it's essentially
great.
tracking an animal.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Also, Hathron's stealth was 15
that'll
for getting
factor into
away,
it.
so I don't know
I
if
rolled a
that'll-
19, so I got a
If you
20.
want to continue with that, or
So
would
it
you-
takes you a moment, but
Yeah.
you reasonably quickly find Haffron.
So I kind of imagine this bird is like walking out this little shadow stuff. He like spots Haffron, he kind of crouches down, he's like, "Ooh, Haffron, come here, little man."
He turns to face you and just with that kind of blank cat stare. Meow.
He hunches over, so he's kind of resting on his little the balls of his feet, I guess, crouching down. He's like, "Great job back there, Haffron. Good job with that. You got the stone, don't you? Could I take it for safekeeping? Is that alright?"
So this would be yeah, no, Haffron
that was not Hathron's
in that very cat
instructions.
way turns around bearing his ass to you.
Where he's like, "Okay, come on, don't make me take it from you. I would really love to carry that stone for you. It must be heavy."
I'm thinking Haffron would probably take Bertie's calm though as an indicator and plod. I would imagine probably plod back towards Anya.
Where he's like, cool, okay. He stands.
That's
Just-
right, yeah.
A
Yeah,
soft
yeah.
reminder
Um,
also that he
Soft
can
reminder.
communicate.
So
feelings.
Racist to
he
my
pro-
cat.
he probably tries to project the thought
Remind.
safe.
This is just internally. I'm sure other conversation is happening. This is just internally. I'm sure other conversation is happening outside, but she's like,
It's
What
so
is
it's,
safe?
It's
Who
as
is
if
safe?
to give the impression of him asking
Give
if you're
image
safe
of
and if
who-
it's safe to come back.
oh. Remember the place where we were? Remember the place where we were? Where the people
Yes.
were? That strange looking man.
Okay.
Anya's thoughts, not French.
Go there. We will
And
be
so
there
I
shortly.
imagine Bertie, you probably continue to follow Haffron.
He goes, "Come on, you stupid cat, give it to me." more like pissed, like I imagine Hafren is a lot more nimble than Birdie is because Birdie is very unfit.
Yep.
So
And
But,
faster.
he's not.
Run a cat's a cat.
He's not gonna grab Hafren, but he is getting more pissed. So he's gonna follow
Chasing
Hafren.
cats,
Yeah,
ducking and
that's what
weaving.
he's doing.
All right. So eventually, you all meet back up at Diamata's Concord's base of operations.
Is it like cool for me to be here?
You're with me. It's fine.
Where you agree.
If they let us in, it means they let
Also,
anyone
they
in.
let us in, which
Where
I'm not.
You
I'm
know
not
us.
like gonna sign up officially or anything. Is this like?
No. It's fine.
oh, we didn't.
I
They just
see.
asked us to
Alright,
do
I'm
something. As
Don't
is
get me
me.
wrong. You're doing a good thing from the sound of it. I've just got my own stuff.
it's at this point that you realize the entire time you've been talking that a familiar Gith figure has been standing there, cross-armed, staring at you blankly.
But who specifically? Just all of it.
At the group.
Oh,
This
okay.
is.
But
Okay.
it's definitely
Catherine goes up
just
to
like-
him and rubs across his legs.
And they're like, yeah, cool. Oh, you guys are here. How you guys
Birdie?
doing? Oh, Rook, nice to see you. Still looking very tall.
Yeah, you look like you're doing well.
Oh, thanks.
How was the mission?
I didn't hear half of that, Darby. But Ross is gonna walk up to the Gith, punch him in the arm, and be like, "Hey, bud!"
You know that I do not like this, Ross.
Come on, bud. Fine.
As
What's your
a
question?
reminder, his name is Drakkar. Drakkar the Wise.
Draka.
You just glitched out real hard.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was just a robot
As-
See how
voice.
you pronounce it in the
His name
native
is-
tongue.
Well,
As a reminder, his name is Drakkar the Wise.
He calls him
Oh, I know him.
Yeah. Ilona's second in command.
Oh goodness, he's important. Oh boy,
You just punched him.
it was playful. All right.
Come.
shall we speak inside, maybe?
Me.
Pick up the cat,
He picks up the cat.
please.
He picks
It's mission
and
important.
takes it inside.
Excellent.
Okay.
As
Cool,
we're
cool.
walking, Ross is just kind of lean back to whoever's closest to her and just kind of be like, "He's totally a softie once you get to know him. Like, I promise."
All right.
I don't know
So,
people like that.
you make your way into the temple and into the back room, and so the mission. How did it go?
We
And he
Check the
he
pouch
takes it
on the cat,
like he
please.
I guess unclips it, unties it, pours it out, and sees, I believe it was 6 gold coins and a stone.
She leans forward and she's like, I wouldn't touch his coins though.
Okay. He brushes
just
the coins
those are
back
his,
into the pouch
and
and
he might get
reties it.
grumpy.
And he picks up the stone. So, and this is
the shard from the Age of Carnage that they were using to power the wheel's woe.
well, I take it then that the wheel's woe has been dealt with.
Well, I'm sure your organization has researchers, and I have some items for them. Anya grabs her bag and she opens it up and she starts pulling out all of the random broken off fucking pieces of this stupid fucking machine that she had picked up every time she broke
Okay.
pieces off of it, which I'd say is probably like a good third of the machine. And she just puts on whatever surface is there. She's like,
I'm sure that
Maybe
there is
this will
help to
help
be
with
gleaned
your,
from this. Thank you.
Reconnaissance?
We also destroyed their transporting circle, and the governor has become a lich, so we destroyed his current corporeal form.
All right. Will not be too long before he's back.
No.
Pretty
would've
sure we did destroy his teleportation circle, so maybe it might be a little bit longer, actually.
That should delay him. As far as I'm aware, it is only rumors, but as far as I'm aware, there is a vault of phylacteries in New Arcadia. That will be where he reappears. And so it should take him a little while to get back.
Hopefully.
Oh,
The nasty fella. Oh, yeah.
greetings, Rook.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, by the way, this is Rook.
I've been traveling with these folks off and on, and I heard that they got in a bit of a trouble, so I led them a hand taking out that lich.
Of course. Thank you.
Would
I'm sure the Concord will extend its rewards to yourself as well, then.
Oh, thank you. So, actually, would I be able to ask a couple of questions about your organization?
Of course. Of course.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard too much about you folks, and I think I like what you're doing. You're against the Wizards of the Ruins, right?
Yes, we are a multi-regional resistance movement. Our main bases of operation are here in New Arcadia, but there are smaller pockets of our
That's
organization
good of you.
and other settlements.
I've got a bit of a personal problem with the leader of the Wizards. Would any of your goals happen to be taking out Sarag?
That is a long-term goal, yes. But I will tell you that Sarag is no mere lich like the likes of Karthos. He is he has much more powerful magics. Some of it even forgotten to time.
Of course he does.
He has been around for a long time. Some would suggest that he may have even been on one of the first boats from Navora to Navora, from Navora, back when it is Arcadia,
Damn, he's old.
to Karas.
And the bastard decides to start acting out now.
Oh no, he has been a force here for a long time. It is just that for the longest time, the Wilds were able to protect Babsashad from his efforts. But we suspect that he has managed some way of getting his forces through that does not rely on teleportation magics, which are still limited and have their risks at times.
I see. Well, the more I learn about this fella, the more futile my whole mission seems, but let me assure you, I want this man dead. So if you want any assistance, or you can give any assistance, I'm your woman.
I will keep your name in mind.
Rukasar.
I could, Gisara, you say?
That's right.
The name does ring a bell. But,
Interesting.
I will tell you, if you would like, I could get you in contact with, some of our number in New Arcadia. They may, they may have further intel and be further along the way to their first major goal in thwarting Taven, which would be the seeking out and destruction of his phylactery.
I would be most happy to get involved with that.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
But that would be a journey that would take you through the Warding Wilds and into New Arcadia itself, which is let me say, a lot more unfriendly and a lot more treacherous than Bapsashad and the peninsula.
I see. Well, I have been looking for my old mercenary troop, so perhaps I can travel with them. You haven't heard of the Scaled Shields around these parts recently?
Not for a long time. When I last heard of them directly, we were on friendly terms with them. But the thing with mercenaries is that eventually the work dries up in situations such as these, and so they go to pastures new.
No, that's very understandable. Thank you very much for the information. And she goes to give them a friendly punch on the shoulder, just like Ross did.
Please don't.
He takes 10 hit points.
All right. Apologies.
So, we have no need of this gem. In fact, it should probably go to a church of Fethys, I would imagine.
Oh, well,
Okay.
I'm a disciple of Fethys, actually. I could do that.
Do you
You're the handsome one, yeah.
do you wear any iconography of Fethys?
He's like
On your
rummaging
person?
around his like all of his sleeves, he's secreted in his jacket's like, oh yeah, see? He holds
Okay.
and it says like,
Yeah.
I did a small course, 30 or it says
Little
something.
certificate.
It's a pen
so-
license for religion.
Certification, I love it.
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage.
Actually, I'm imagining a keychain. Like a keychain
Yeah.
ornament.
Yeah, definitely.
I went to summer camp.
Excellent.
Pulls open his coat and it says, I went to Fethys summer camp and all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
So that was a 19 for persuasion. I will also note, at least for this guy looking at it, so yeah, it's just like this really crumpled up pamphlet, and the name there is not 30, but it's like some kind of obscured writing.
There. Okay. So, so alright, well, I trust you'll find that this makes its way back to a proper institution.
Oh, of course, I am, after all, very holy and very dedicated to the practice of Fethys. So yeah, I will look after that for you. Thank you. He puts his hand out.
All right.
Smiling a dazzling smile as petals flurry around him.
Yeah, and he places it into your hand.
Excellent, thank you.
Now, I have also been authorized that should you be successful, to grant you each a small reward.
Oh yeah.
Now we don't have much in the way of things that we can part with, as there are a great many things that are needed to continue the efforts of resistance. However, and he produces five small satchels, right? 5 small sacks, and you hear them clunk down like a bag, like each of them like a bag of gem and coin.
Like Bertie does like a full body shudder.
Yeah. So, one of these for each of you as a thank you for your efforts.
Thanks, bud.
Is this like a Christmas bonus thing where we do not open the envelope in front of the others? Or?
I do not care.
Ross
I do
has
not
already opened hers and is like rummaging through it.
So, in each of these bags, there is. I won't go into the individual breakdown of coins and gems, but it is the equivalent of about 2,000 gold pieces, and about 5,000 gold pieces worth of gems. So about 2,000 gold pieces in various coins, and 5,000 gold each, and 5,000 gold pieces worth of gems.
I'm sorry, I was just a tag along on this. Did you just have this laying around ready?
How do you enter gems? Or do I just put currency?
We'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll sort it out later.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Baby.
Well, you can rest assured I will definitely assist you folks.
Well, I think it's the least that could be done considering the danger we had to go through. So it's really it's a very nice gesture.
Of course, this mission was considered of utmost importance. So,
how long did we take, by the way?
About 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good time. We made really good time. Any update on that teleportation circle?
Which one are you talking about?
I believe it was from the Temple of Inith.
Ah, yes.
Some form of teleportation circle.
I believe it should be ready by week's end.
Ooh.
You come pretty close.
I believe it should be ready by week's end.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I want to do everything I can to make sure that gets done. Because I've dreamed of going to the big Temple of Imith, and I would love to go there if I ever get the opportunity.
You're a paladin of the mother of the invention herself, are you not?
I wouldn't say paladin, but I follow her, yes.
I'm sure they will be glad to see you there.
Menu.
And we're back. So we had some technical difficulties, as evidenced by us being in different clothes. We had some
wearing different clothes.
We had some technical difficulties, and it was late, so we decided let's get back to this next week. It is now next week, and we are picking it up basically where we left off, which was with the party leaving the temple. There was a little bit that we lost there, but nothing really of importance was lost from the temple. And I believe the party made their way to Ross's place for essentially celebratory drinks. So you make your way back to Ross's domicile, and Zoe, would you like to describe what they see?
Okay, so Ross's home is not far from Diamanda's Concord. It's kind of like a block over. And it's a very squat little looking building, like very, modest for what it is. And she opens the big wooden door, and when you first walk in, there's a big kind of a communal living and kitchen area, kind of just one big room. There are doors either side or doorways that you can kind of see down and see that there are rooms either side, like little hallways with rooms, which would indicate both Ross's housemate and bathrooms. We're kitted out, kiddos. In this big living area, there's a big kind of paper screen, like a little fold-out screen separating the living area from the kitchen, and it's got hand-painted but nice flowers painted all over the paper, as if someone in the house has made it. It's just a standard kind of dark wood room. There's some furniture kind of in the middle, but stuck up all over the walls are like drawings and portraits and little like ticket stubs and photos from shows, and like clearly they're like show posters or paintings that people have done. There's clearly some that were done whilst quite inebriated all over the walls. There's maybe like a self-portrait of Ross, and it's not very well done, but it seems to be in pride of place up there on the wall above like a little crate that has if you looked in it would have musical instruments in it, but all you can see is like one stick bit of a bagpipe just in the corner.
Anya's as soon as, and apologies if you are tuned into the video cast and saw my faces, then someone's attacking my leg. But Anya is like wandering around and she's absolutely sort of fascinated, and she's like, this is the first time that I have been in a home in a very long time, like a very long time. This is very you, Ross.
Ross like had darted into the kitchen, and she's dragging out a little like cooler full of alcohol.
Oh,
Ooh,
great.
Zuko.
Please. Excellent. Betty starts scurrying towards the door.
Yeah, and she's just kind of like, yeah, well, you know, a lot of us had to downsize once the Wizards of Ruin took over, so we tried to make it as homey as possible, you know?
Well, you've done a very good job. It's very nice.
Thank you.
And the
Ross
booze is
hands out
especially
drinks
nice.
to everyone.
Oh, thank you. I'll take 2. Thank you very much. This is a great place. Nice digs, Ross. Especially like the beverages. Real great. Your nice hospitality. It's great. Thank you.
And she just kind of flops onto one of the like armchairs with like the equivalent, like a D&D cruiser, and just like sits there drinking.
For any of our non-Australian listeners, a cruiser is basically a pre-mixed vodka drink that is you're basically drinking a lolly.
Yeah.
Or a candy. I'm using
Never had
Australian
one.
colloquialisms way too much. but
Neither
yeah.
have I.
Yeah,
But Ross seems like a cruiser kind of gal.
definitely.
Looks like a
Yeah.
Skittle. She's gonna drink Skittles.
Yeah, basically just takes the Betty likes a bit alcoholic, so there you go. That's the taste flavor you want to imagine.
Anya picks up one of the same drinks that Ross is drinking, takes one sip, looks at it as if it's scorned her, and hands it to Neumann. And she's like, I think you will really like this.
Yeah, okay, you give it to Neumann, and he just has a drink and goes, yeah, no, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, I will admit. Hey, Ross, I've just had a look in your little freezer cooler thing here. You got a lot of drinks in here, and I don't remember you running away since we finished the mission. Do you just constantly have a supply of party essentials?
That's more my housemates kind of thing. You know, we're all in the theater biz together. We like to keep it well stocked.
Okay, fair enough. Is your roommate in?
No, none of them are in tonight.
Oh, excellent. Then we can take even more of the drinks. Very good.
Yeah, be as loud as you want. None of them will be back until tomorrow night.
Are we gonna
Alright.
have to reimburse these drinks?
Oh,
or-
I'm sure we don't need to. Ross is very generous after all. Aren't you, Ross?
I mean, the housemates.
Oh, well, they're not here. I
don't
mean,
understand.
cool.
Anything for my
That's good.
friends.
No, nice drink.
So Neumann is going to click his fingers, and he's going to summon an infiltration drone with the transport. It's a transport drone, which basically can pick up things. And he goes, so anyways, let's get this party started, guys. If anyone needs a drink, just whistle, and the drone will pick up a drink and bring it to you. You don't get to pick which one though. It'll pick randomly, so it's like a little mystery surprise. It'll be interesting.
Anya whistles at it.
All right.
It's probably
It
the
picks
first time
up-
you've heard her whistle, but she's surprisingly good at it, unlike me.
All right. What kind of drinks do you have in this cooler? Give me 4 types, please, Ross.
Ooh, okay.
Cruisers.
So there would be the D&D equivalent of cruisers, probably the equivalent of like Jim Beams, the equivalent of maybe like a Great Northern Mid, and the equivalent of maybe like mini bottles of like Chardonnay.
3 out of 4 of those are Australian classics.
You get a great Northern.
For our listeners, that's like an alright beer.
It's a
Maybe it's a
mid-range
very
beer.
bad beer.
For anyone at home, can you tell I work at a theater and we can only sell a certain alcohol percentage? So
It's very fair.
So, what did I get? Sorry.
You got a Great Northern beer. The equivalent.
the equivalent there.
Equivalent,
I didn't
yeah.
think of names for the drinks. That's Darby's
all right.
job.
Anya takes a sip, and this time she kind of nods and has like a half sort of, you know, like the kind of face you'd pull when you shrug and you're just like, yeah, I'll accept this. That's what she does. And she's just like, well, it's been a while since I've had ale, but a drink's a drink. And she kind of raises it up and she's like, Ross, to your first lich. Congratulations.
And then Ross just downs the rest of that cruiser, baby.
Ooh. That's great. Well, I'll
believe,
drink to that.
Yeah, I believe it's my first lich as well, actually. So I'll drink to that as well.
Oh, are we not counting
Yeah.
how I became the way that I am?
Oh yeah, but I wasn't
the
alive.
stories, yeah. He wasn't
You
exactly
were,
the-
but
yeah.
you were a child.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that. I didn't have any part in that.
No, I mean back in Navora, like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he wasn't a lich yet, though.
Yeah.
Like, he was gonna.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
he counts.
And he got murdered.
He was just a bad boy.
Ross
Look,
is
Yeah.
it
just
counts.
Ross is just looking across at Rook, just kind of like making faces. Like, do you know what they mean?
Rook's just like hand wavy, like kinda.
Ross just gives you a thumbs up and keeps drinking.
Rook does the same.
So what do you do for fun around here?
Oh, well, oh gosh. I don't really have a life outside of the Concord and the theater. Sometimes I get to work at children's birthday parties. You know, when parents are rich enough to hire tumblers or performers, I sometimes do that. That's a bit of fun. Get to do some tricks I don't often get to do on the street because kids have lower expectations.
You should show us a trick.
I mean, we basically have the mental capacity of kids when we're
Yeah,
intoxicated.
we're basically
Oh, I agree.
children.
Oh, just normally, like.
Yeah, just generally.
Not
show us a
speaking for
trick.
You. Newman's a smart boy, but like, yeah, I can't say that for me. Show us a trick, please.
Okay.
And Betty like tries to like settle down, like he's been standing awkwardly in the corner, but he tries to sit down right next to Rook or something.
Anya also, she looks around and she kind of leans in and she's like, we have the combined capacity of a single adult,
Absolutely.
which is why we travel together. Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Might
I
be a
can-
little bit of Stockholm syndrome for Bertie. We'll see.
Let's see the trick. I can't wait to see this trick. Let's stop this conversation, please.
Well, I can work with that. And Ross kind of springs to her feet and she kind of starts going full performer mode for a minute. She takes the little like chain of baubles she has on her belt off and she starts by like juggling them in like those weird, intricate little patterns people can do. And then I'm not going to worry about spell slots because we're going to long rest after this anyway. But she's gonna use wrist pocket to make all of them just disappear at once. And then kind of do the whole nothing up my sleeves, nothing in my little doublet, nothing in my hair. And then she's gonna wrist pocket again to make them all appear above her in the air, and then catch them in like a big grand movement, and then just be like, ta-da!
That's pretty good.
That's real cool. I like it.
Impressive moves.
Very marketable too. Do you get much money out of doing tricks like that?
Oh, for kids' parties, not a lot. Parents have a certain threshold where, you know, they love their kids, but not enough to pay me that much. But it can get me some money on the, you know, when I'm busking, but people tend to want to see more tumbling and singing on the streets than they want to see little tricks like that.
Is there a way you could like incorporate it in your tumbling? Like, say you tumble into like a giant sleeve and vanish and then jump up out of somewhere. I don't know. This ale, it's interesting.
Look, it's something to workshop. Definitely. I feel like the drunker Ross gets in this situation, the more she's gonna be like, yes, ideas. And she, that's definitely something to workshop. I just, you know, especially with there just hasn't been a lot of time to like think of these kinds of things, and you know, I can't leave my little tambourine where I collect my money in alone for too long, because then, like, you know, some little urchin might come up and steal it. Or
Anya, when you say some little urchin, she like gasps and she's like, oh my goodness, no, I know how you can do it. We have an old friend. Well, I can't exactly say her name around some people. But she can make people big and small with like potions and stuff. And if you had those potions, you could go small and like go into someone's sleeve and then disappear and then drink a big potion as you're jumping out. I don't know how you do tricks, but that is something.
She's really good at it. Can confirm.
Yes, she made Rook very big.
Neumann casts a large reduce on himself. You reduce
Which
himself.
one?
Oh gosh!
Reduce, okay.
I'm not going to break a house.
For a second.
I'm not going to break a
Holy
house.
moly!
Yeah.
how small does he go?
He's halved in all dimensions.
Does he turn into a kitten?
So
like,
now
what
he's
happened?
So now he's regular height.
God, now he's like 4'8" or something.
Anya looks down at him and she's like, somehow this is worse.
So hang on, let me double check. Yeah,
So he
he's
would
now,
be 3'6".
yeah.
8'6".
Ross is just like tiny kitty.
Yes.
He's
And I
about
can-
this tall. Must be this
Wow.
tall to ride.
So yeah, this is basically what they can do. Sorry, yeah, we're not supposed to say their name around certain people. It's a bit of a trigger thing, but yeah, they can make people real big and real scary and little tiny, and I like to think pretty cute.
Well, I mean, like I said, like that's something to workshop. I might bring it up with the guys, and if you can, like, I don't know, like write their name down or like send them my way, like that'd be really cool. Like we can. Oh, I have to discuss that with the others. And
Boy,
I think-
these drinks are great.
yeah, Ross is gonna snap for another drink.
All right, you get a cruiser.
Nice. And she's gonna
Another
thank
cruiser.
the little drone as it goes
Oh.
away.
The drone, which I don't know if you know his name. You sort of hear like its fans sort of like spin up and down really quickly, and it sort of goes zzz, zzz. after that. Its name is Zoot Zoot.
It's so cute.
It's Laura's best mechanical friend. Companion.
It's true.
Helps with investigating sometimes as well.
Let's see it. Patty's not good at it. And they have been a great help. And even more so now that they're in charge of the alcohol. Thanks again to Ross's absent friends for all of that. Yeah. It's great. It's really great. I'm having a great time right now.
Anya gets another drink, but for herself.
So she can choose, damn it.
Lame. Lame, there's a drone doing all this hard work and you won't let him work.
Does Zoot Zoot try and like fight Anya to get the drink first?
No, Zoot Zoot just looks sad. He feels like he has no purpose anymore.
Oh no!
Oh.
Have you given a non-sentient automaton an existential crisis?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But in the initial concept of this drone as well, I did do like little ASCII art facial expressions for like to show up on a display on it, which didn't make it into the final one. But if they had of, he'd be a pretty sad boy right now.
Asimov would be proud. Yeah, Ross is gonna keep drinking. And she's
if you
also
guys want, I've got an idea.
Oh.
Sorry, finish what you were gonna say.
Oh, she's gonna sit back down on the couch now that she's not like doing tricks, and she's gonna keep drinking because periodically the day just keeps catching up with her.
I've got an idea of what we can do, guys, if you want. I guess we're sort of on the theme of like kids' parties and stuff. I used to be really, really good at hide and seek. Do you reckon there's a way that we could do some hide and seek? I love to like dust off the old, I guess, sleuthing sort of skills and have a look around and see if I can find you guys good hiding spots, or see if you can find my amazing spot, which I've already scoped out, by the way. Yeah, what do you guys reckon? Bit of hide and seek?
Are you still like 3'5"?
I guess so, yeah.
How long does that last?
It lasts
up to a minute.
Up to a minute, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say the moment that Ross asks that, or the moment, yeah. I think if Ross asks like, "Are you still gonna be small?" The spell runs out.
Back up.
And he's just...
He's big hot. Big kitty hot.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I mean, I'm always one to yes and a situation, just as long as we don't go into my housemates' rooms. I'm not sure they'd enjoy that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I dibs not being the first one to search.
Oh well, that was the only condition of me playing was if you were going first. But okay, I guess I can sit this one out.
All right. Well, Anya wants to be a party pooper. Fine, I'll find everyone. But I get to use Zoot Suit.
Okay.
Seems fair to me.
Alrighty. So I don't know how we wanted to make this work. Maybe investigation checks, or depending on how creative the spot is, it would be a higher DC or something like that.
Close your eyes and start counting.
Can Jake take his headphones off and we can all say where we are in the room?
Yeah,
And then he has to find us.
Yeah.
Jake takes his headphones off, and I'll wave at the camera when you're right to put them back on, Jake.
He's taken. Oh no.
So we'll also get everyone to roll a stealth check to see how effectively they are hiding.
Nat 1.
Ooh.
So that's
I'm not gonna roll until after Jake's taken his headphones off, because I have a little role play thing I want to do as well.
So Jake, headphones off.
Brady looks very
Awesome.
unamused. Oh, yep.
As soon as Neumann starts counting, Anya takes Rook's hand and she does like a shh motion, Is there like an attic or something, or like a coat closet or something?
There wouldn't be an attic, but I think out the back of the kitchen there would be a little kind of alcovey thing where we would keep like our bins and stuff.
Yeah,
before the back
cool.
door.
Cool. She kind of sneaks Rook away behind there. She then grabs an iron door out of her sack of items, and like a little way into the room, she puts an iron door, and then behind that iron door, she casts darkness, and she pulls Rook down with her and sits Rook down, and is like, "Is this okay? I thought this way we could have a little chat too."
And I think you just want to keep the game going and mess with Neumann, I reckon. But
I mean,
I'm
like a little, but
I
I'm not
like your
even-
thinking.
I'm not even going to get you to roll stealth for that.
cool. Cool.
So we'll see what the others are doing, and
Okay.
and then we'll bring Jake back in and revisit it in revisit Rook and Anya in a moment.
There's
Well,
quite
I-
some space.
I ended up with 7 in my own home. So I'm gonna cast levitate on myself.
I'm
I'm
gonna say re-roll so that Jake doesn't know your
Okay.
results.
Barely any better. That ends up being a 10.
10.
Oh,
So
Okay.
I am going to cast levitate on myself,
Okay.
and I'm gonna float up into like the corner of the kitchen and try to angle myself in this little corner so he wouldn't be able to. So I think he wouldn't be able to see me from the angle of the paper screen, but I'm a couple cruisers deep
All right.
after taking a lot of damage. So
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it will be as effective as you will.
And Bertie.
So Bertie rolled a 9. So what Bertie is doing is he's just been standing there uncomfortably while Neumann and Anya are like basically like, we're gonna do hide and seek. This is the thing we're doing right now. And he's like, okay. And he just like slowly plods along and like finds like the esky and starts like taking out more bottles and secreting them in his like, little jacket as he's kind of, and then just slowly starts meandering around trying to find like a spot to hide. Like, crouches under a table or something. And then
Okay.
pops the cork off another bottle.
All right. So
Hold on.
Hold on.
Havron rolled a 13. Also, hello.
okay. Where is Hafren hidden?
I think Havron is probably, in a very cat-like manner, has jumped up on the kitchen bench and is hiding behind some form of pots or something that are there.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he's probably watching Ross the entire time as Ross is floating.
Where I'm Spider-Man in the corner.
All right.
Incredible.
All right.
Okay.
So
Now we're back.
I
Yeah.
hate the amount of smiling that happened. There's definitely shenanigans afoot.
all right.
But I have
so,
a feeling that you guys might have done some of the ideas that Neumann had. Or I had.
So
So let's see.
There's some of these ideas that I'd be surprised if you had on various ends of the spectrum. So, how are you going to attempt to find people?
I cast See Invisibility.
Oh.
Okay.
I suspect shenanigans. I suspect shenanigans there. So, for the duration, which is up to an hour, I can see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. I can also see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
All right.
So, I doubt anyone went to the ethereal plane.
Nope. And no one's just standing around invisible.
But what a great way to do it, though. That would have been great. All right, cool. Well, I don't know. I'm sort of a fan of hiding really close to where the person was counting down from. So I want to inspect the room I'm in, which I don't know what room that was. I'm gonna shoot.
We'd
Like
still be in like the middle of the living kitchen area.
Yeah, cool. I want to inspect that one. I'll also I guess, unsummon my drone and resummon it with the investigation drone,
Okay.
just to
Okay.
assist me.
Just remembering that the kitchen and living area are divided by a little screen, and you were in the living area.
So this is
Okay.
a reconnaissance drone.
Okay.
All right.
So
Going all out for hide and seek.
So yeah. So where are you investigating first? The living space or the kitchen?
The living space.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
Alrighty, cool. Let's see.
Oh, I hope he does
So,
poorly.
how does the drone assist me with this?
So now it has.
Blast ice at you if you're getting cold, and fire at you if you're getting
So-
warm.
So from the mechanic side of things, it
I re-
transmits sound and directions back to you
I
within
remember-
100 feet.
When we were going through the soon-to-be Lich's mansion, he was helping Birdie out. I think giving Birdie
Yeah, they
advantage
give
or
like an
something like
advantage
that.
on like
Yeah.
I think it was advantage.
Just as like a flavor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
At the
I
very
think that-
least, can I get a +1?
I'm gonna say it will give you advantage.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay, cool. Investigation, let's go. Oh, that's not so good, thank God. And that is much better. So that is a 25.
So you handily find Bertie, who is like half-heartedly hiding crouched under the table.
Hey, Birdie.
I knew it. This is very
Why the table? Out of curiosity.
It's easy to get under.
True.
Yeah.
Alright, well, look, don't feel bad for being the first one found. Very bold move to hide in the starting room, I will admit. But, yeah, it could have been rewarded. I could have walked straight away and you could have been the last one to be found.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty
Free-
tragic, I guess.
Anyways,
Free
Birdie.
Neumann pep talk with every find.
Hey, Birdie. Neumann gives Birdie 2 gold pieces.
What?
You guys-
What?
Any hints on where to find the others?
Oh, okay. The question
I'm
is,
so glad I found you first.
Did Bertie see any? I can assume did Bertie see anyone else? Should I have to roll for that?
What is your passive perception? You
Surely you might
You
have
would
heard
have s-
something, seen
Plus
something.
9 for perception, so like.
I'm gonna say you saw.
Well, you
You're
said
not-
you saw Anya, like,
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
went in. I'm not sure if you saw me.
Yeah,
Rook.
you probably spotted that Anya ushered Rook off somewhere.
Yeah.
You're not entirely sure where.
Okay. Okay. But he's like just looking at this.
Oh, and Hafren.
Oh, yes. He's admiring. It's like, yeah, okay. So, all right. So, I think I saw Rook and Anya like went in like the same direction. I think it was like about that ways. But like that could be for anything. Am I right? He winks at Neumann.
Yeah, I've sensed something there as well. That'd be very silly of them to do something like that when we're playing hide and seek, because I will walk in on anything.
Oh yeah, you do that. Again, sorry about that. But like, hide and seek. Sometimes you just, it just takes you. Anyway. Yeah, cool. Thanks for the gold again as well.
Yeah, oh, you've earned it, Birdie.
We've been lost to the romantic throes of hide and seek.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so delightful.
Okay.
All right, so
Very
Newman's going to
helpful.
try the kitchen now. If there was no other people in the
All right.
so he's going to try the kitchen.
All right.
Okay,
Roll me.
can he just like open the fridge? Like open the cooler, without even investigating, he just wants to open
What
the
is-
cooler or fridge
what
if
is
there
your-
is one. I want to see if anyone's game and creative
I'm-
enough to fit.
I'm gonna just roll me an investigation
Alright.
first.
Alright, that was
because-
pretty good. And that was a natural one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
investigation, 15 plus 12. 27.
27.
27.
So you don't even have to look before you take one step in and you see Ross floating in the corner.
Can I just
Of the room,
also
not the fridge.
Yeah.
Can I also suggest that, like, with a roll that high, because Hafren really didn't roll very well, Hafren's like pouring at Ross, who's floating, like just in a really cat-like manner.
Yeah, just at my tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Hafren's on the bench behind some pots, but you can see his little paw just batting.
And
Nice.
Ross just in midair is like, "You caught me!"
Very, very creative spot, but wow, you really went to a lot of effort to this.
Well, it didn't seem fair to hide in my room, so... And she just kind of pushes off from the corner and just kind of floats around the ceiling for a minute.
Anything goes in hide and seek, Ross. Anything goes. It's a very competitive sport. It's very competitive. For some, life and death. So, not in this circumstance, though.
Well, I heard you cast Detect Invisibility, and like, oh, I wish I'd thought of that. That would have been so much smarter.
But,
Now-
wouldn't have worked out.
Now we are going to jump, cut the scene to where Anya and Rook are hiding, without mentioning where it is. But
Gonna move my mic so you can't hear me.
Anya's just sort of like, she probably still has Rook's hand, and she's like, I'm a bit sorry that we can't see each other. I didn't really think that one through, but I mean,
It is a little
works.
weird. Yeah.
I don't know if you know this about me, but when it comes to Neumann, I'm actually pretty competitive. That's weird.
I think I've gathered a bit of a dynamic there. You seem to enjoy teasing each other.
Yes, he's a very strange cat.
Sure.
But we get along all right. How is the search going?
I will say, just briefly, there is... It doesn't penetrate outside of the darkness, but there is a light glow from Rook's Bone Scorcher Great Axe.
Oh, cool.
Oh! I can imagine, like, maybe Rook shifts a little bit and that happens, and like the glow happens, and we're like, oh, that's really nice.
Because a certain level of magical light can penetrate the darkness.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is that an axe on your hip? Or are you just happy to see me? Sorry, I don't know why, but I'm a little bit nervous. Not about the game. That's stupid. We're playing hide and seek.
And we're winning at hide and seek.
Yeah, well, I think Bertie was maybe a little more interested in the drink than the game. Ross might be a bit crafty, though. Hafren, oh? No, never mind. Hafren and Ross have been found. That was quite quick. But, that's okay. So, how's the search going?
Well, it's going slowly. I'm a little worried about the more information I gather. To be up against the Wizard of the Ruins and some great magical lich or whatever seems really futile.
Yes, I can understand that. It would be hard to not having not being able to confide in your family about it either. I know that was a struggle for me when I lost my family, and I can imagine it's much the same for you. So I'm sorry about that. That would be very hard. But I do think that you are very strong, Rook, and if I were a lich or a demon from another world, I think that if I were to underestimate you, that would be very stupid. And trust me, I know a thing or two about stupid.
Well, thank you. I can assure you, I am going to be going for that lich.
Yes.
Flames roar, and they've got to be afraid. It's just gets a little worrying, you know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of this in the end, but it's what I've got to do. And I tell you, I'm quite happy that I got to know you.
Anya, she smiles a little bit. She looks like a little bit sad, but she smiles a little bit, and she's like, I honestly don't really know whether any of us will survive this. But I know that I feel like we all have a reason to fight even harder now, but it's been a long time since I felt like I would have a life to fight for outside of this. And trust me when I say meeting you has been something that has brought a light to my life that I didn't think was would ever come back. So no matter what's going to happen, I'm going to try my hardest to come out of this. And I hope that you will too. Though I guess I doubt you a little less than I doubt myself.
I don't think you have reason to. Thank you, Anya. I think you're a very wise and very kind person. I think you give me a lot to think about.
Anya kind of snorts at that, and she's like, you know, Rook, you're the only person who I think would ever describe me as either of those two things, but from you I nearly believe it.
I think more people would say that if they got to know you. But I guess,
suppose.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in the end, but I just gotta keep saying I'm real thankful to have met you. And she kind of she brings the hand that she's holding and brings it up to her lips and gives the back of her hand a kiss.
Anya
Thank you.
blushes real hard and kind of looks down a little bit, and she does the little tucking of her own sort of loose braid behind her ear, and she's like, thank you, Rook, for everything. Ooh, this game, huh? It's taking an awful long time for
It sure is.
Neumann to find us.
Some good news. I smuggled a bit of alcohol in.
Oh, you are... God, you are my best friend right now.
In the meantime, as that's happening, while Neumann is searching, Bertie, is there anything you wanted to do?
Oh yeah, so after Newman's kind of sauntered off to keep hunting for people, Bertie's kind of just been admiring his gold piece, well, 2 gold pieces, sorry, it's very important, that Newman gave him, and also admiring the fact that he didn't really have that much information to give to Newman. And then he sort of like is looking very satisfied, and then he kind of just like pockets the coins and looks around, and then like he kind of like tries to like, so he kind of like walks past. If Newman is still there, he'll kind of just slip past, and he goes to head out to sort of I guess back along the hallway to sort of where the front door was. And he'll kind of like duck his head out of the door and see if like if it's nice and quiet out there, I suppose. Is there like a party going on just while he pops his head out, or is it a quiet evening?
Yeah, there's a party down the hall.
Seems like a quiet evening.
Excellent. So Bertie kind of like, after he has a little furtive look around, he kind of like shuts the door behind him and kind of like so he's sitting out and like he's outside. And he kind of like sits down like little, I don't know, I assume there's like steps leading up to the house, little ones, or like some rocks.
There'd be like 1 or 2 steps, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Benny kind of like shuts the door really carefully and then just kind of like sits down on the steps and just kind of like, he's been like, ha ha ha, he's like, and then just kind of just slumps down as he sits there, and then he looks around again and he rolls up his left sleeve carefully to inspect it, his ears kind of flicking downwards and his brow furrowed. Is the mark still gone, Darby?
It is still gone.
Cool. Not great. So Bertie kind of just sighs and looks back towards the inside of the flat, where I presume he can probably hear some faint noises, probably of Neumann discovering Ross floating in the air or something like that. And he like just looks through a bit and then sort of laces his fingers together nervously, and then kind of like looks back out into the like the growing darkness of the night. And he raises his hand up to press the index and middle finger of his left hand against the hollow of his throat. And he thinks, and he reaches out across space or breadth of like the continent or whatever, and tries to think of Caius, and he tries to locate him wherever he may be.
Okay.
Does he find him?
What are you trying to do with this?
So he wants to cast sending, basically.
Okay, so you're able to get that sending through. What is that?
He kind of feels that vibe, I suppose. The Caius aura is connected, and he kind of like pauses for a bit, and then like again looking to see if anyone else is around, and then he again with his fingers still pressed to his throat goes, hey there, hope it's not too annoying me messaging you out of the blue like this. Just wanted to see how you were going, I guess. And he just waits.
Yeah.
Not really expecting if there's going to be a response or not. Yeah. That's just the mood he's in tonight.
Hello? No, not you. You sound tired. You should rest. I'm doing well. I mean, I'm feeling absolutely terrible, but the hunt is going very...
Benny grimaces, waiting for the rest of the response. And then he's like, oh yeah, the word limit. Oh no. Oh dang.
I didn't realise it was that. I just assumed he died.
Hopefully not. Benny kind of like fidgets for a bit and like thinking for a moment, and then like, looking back at his wrist again, and then he's like, okay, and he like presses his fingers back to his throat. Yeah, that's me. I'm tired. Got a lot of stuff happening. The feeling bad stuff ain't so great, man. Sorry if I'm interrupting a hunt thing.
That's probably the 25 words there.
Hello again. The hunt. Oh, someone murdered my father, so I'm hunting them down. It sounds like you're in need of a friend. We should...
Bertie kind of like his ears kind of like flick up to the no one that's hopefully witnessing him at the moment. He's like, hey, have what? Oh dang. He just kind of like puts his hand to his mouth for a moment, just like takes a moment. And he like looks around still furtively. Still can't hear too many huge noises calling from her or anything, which is not surprising to Bertie. And he kind of like reaches back into his little backpack that he still has and pulls out the moon staff. And he kind of like, again looking quite unsettled, kind of puts the moon staff down the ground and traces it around in a circle, and then a sort of like energy pulses up through that back into him, which means he's regaining a spell slot.
Alright.
And then he kind of like just drops it to his side, which clatters there, and then he kind of like tries to like take another moment, and then presses his fingers back to his throat again. He's like, wait, has someone killed your pa? That's awful. I'm sorry. Is there something like my stuff isn't that? I hope you're okay. Well, you wouldn't be, of course, but I mean, well.
And that's somewhere in the middle of that waffling, you kind of cut off.
He just continues like, you wouldn't be, of course. I mean, that's a stupid question. I mean, oh man, you probably can't even be hearing this anymore. Oh my gosh. Great. That's cool. Yeah, other people have problems. That's man. Oh man.
Birdie.
I suck. Cool. Yeah, bigger problems. Yeah, and he kind of like puts his ears down and just like waits for any response.
Actually, while you're here, I've got a list of names in front of me, just wondering if you know anyone. So the first name is...
Oh my god, guys.
Okay. They like keeps like cutting like his throat, like, hello, hello. Oh my gosh. Okay. Great. That will like I look so lame if I've like, cool. Idiot as ever. Okay. But he like kind of like hops up off the step, and he kind of like is agitated too, but hoping no one is around. And he kind of like looks down. I assume there's like some dirt or something in the ground steps.
Yeah.
A garden or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. So very furtively, he's in a hurry, but he like scratches some shapes into the dirt.
Yeah.
And then he gets out like a piece of paper and he writes something down, which I'll say once I've sorted this.
Yep.
And he gets like reaches into a backpack again and pulls out like a little box, one of the ones he got from Braxton ages ago, and he puts the paper in the box.
Okay.
And he thinks about it. He pops one of the booze bottles he's stolen from Ross's house in there as well, and probably about 10 petals or something while he's just sweating. And then he then reaches into like one of the many secret pouches which is secreted into his jacket, and rolls out some coins, about 25 gold to be precise, before making kind of like a strange gesture with his hand and spitting those coins directly into the center of the scratched dirt markings.
Okay.
So basically,
and yeah, of course, by the time you've got all this sorted, enough time's passed that you've had the equivalent of a short rest and
excellent. Yeah, well,
regain those slots.
Had enough panicking about, oh shit, there's some heavy stuff's happened with like one person who's friendly to me, and who we have a shared connection with. And he basically he's cast Galda's Speedy Courier, which he's actually hinted at quite a few times before but never had the chance to use. So what happens with Galda's Speedy Courier is once he's like thrown those coins into that little bit of dirt, he's basically summoning a small air elemental to that spot within the range. So it's like formless and nearly transparent. Although I kind of imagine it would probably be like this kind of slightly like shadowy tinted like shape, I suppose. I don't know, what would it look like, Darby?
Yeah, it's
from his warlock magic after all.
Yeah, it's almost like this. Yeah, it looks like a small air elemental, but yeah, tin is like very dark in color, almost like almost like the shadows that you encountered way back when.
Oh, he wants to try to kill us. That's great.
Yeah, but probably a lot more wispy.
Yeah, fair enough. Excellent. And when this creature arrives, because Buddy has, of course, practiced this spell before, just not in front of anyone else, he gives the elemental the box and then bids it to, again, like thinks of Caius, and then bids it to locate him. And basically on the paper what he's written is, hey, sorry I can't talk much longer. My magic isn't that strong. I mean, it's great, but like, you know, I'm not... The spell has some limitations, so I can't actually, like, project that much across this kind of space. I don't even know where you are, really. It's kind of weird. I'm really sorry. I kind of just wanted to talk to someone, but you said that's horrible about your dad. If there's anything I can, like, do, it's probably not much. I'm not great at a lot of things, and, but yeah, write it down on this piece of paper, and then, once you're done, give it back to this little guy, and then put it back in the box, and then tell him to return it to me, and I'll be able to get whatever you write down. But yeah, sorry about that. I'll try and message you later or something. I don't know. You don't want me annoying you too much. I obviously got you at a pretty bad time anyway. My problems aren't important. Sorry about that. But it was nice hearing from you, I hope. I hope you're well. I was thinking about you. Okay, bye. Birdie, and he does like a 10 smiley faces. And then crosses them out and does sad faces. Because he thinks that's insensitive. And then he pops out. Yeah, that's what he's said.
All right.
With one bottle of whatever he stole from Moss's SB, and then petals, I guess. Cool. And he sent that to Caius. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah. So, Mitch from the shadows. What
Hello.
does Bertie?
Oh, goodness.
What does Bertie receive when the speedy courier returns to him?
Bertie receives an incomplete so far list of names. So I've got my first 8 names of different families which I am currently investigating. I also send back the empty bottle, which I have had a few drinks of. I've passed it around to whoever of my sisters are currently with me, and we've just saved the rest of it in one of our beakers that we have. And I've taken out the petals and I've scattered them on the table that I'm currently working on. I then send back a thank you note, which is just very simply, the first line is sort of scrawled and there's a couple of words crossed out. And then it turns really, really neat, and you get the idea that probably one of his sisters has taken over. But it's essentially thanking you for getting in contact, and he hopes to catch up with you at some stage soon for some coffee.
Oh, excellent. Brody receives that and kind of he's still really jittery when he receives it back from this spirit that he's kind of conjured up, basically. He opens that and he's just like, ooh, coffee. Oh yeah. Then he sits there and studies the names, and he's gonna be sitting out there for probably until if anyone comes to look for him. Otherwise, that's where he's gonna be for the rest of the night.
Oh.
All right.
Looking over this writing.
As a note, while I'm not sure if this survives the cut, but while all that was happening, Ross is literally just walking around her own living room carrying Hafren like a little baby, drinking a cruiser, and just singing both to herself and to Hafren and describing the opening number of a musical that she wishes she could get to put on and that she might be able to put on now that the Wizards of Ruin don't have such a grip hold on the peninsula. And she's just singing to Hafren while Neumann is presumably still looking for Anya and Rook.
And Hafren, who is a sentient being, is genuinely fascinated. This is the most interaction he's had with someone who wasn't just murder-based.
So, At this point, we'll jump to Neumann, finding Anya and Rook, not so much through, basically through the very obvious dropping of a darkness spell as the spell, expires behind an iron door that looks like it was recently placed there.
By the way, I had the perfect plan to find you guys. I had the perfect plan, and not only did that plan no longer need to be done, now I find them all of a sudden, but the plan was to somehow disguise myself as Birdie, which is what he's doing, by the way. So he's using disguise self to turn into and make his voice like Birdie. Before he did that, he was going to talk to Ross and make sure that Ross keeps a hold of Hafren so that Anya couldn't see Neumann transform or something like that. But you just took Hafren and left anyways. Birdie went outside. I was like, this is perfect. I guess, yeah. Bertie with magic fingers, Bertie, comes up to the iron door and is like, hey guys, the hide and seek's over. You can come out now. I'm pretty sure Neumann gave up. He's knocking on the door.
And you see the darkness drop behind the door.
The darkness dropped as Anya fell asleep on Rook's shoulder, passed out.
Oh. That's very
All
sweet.
right.
So you get no response from Anya.
Do I need to roll insight? To know, like...
You probably figure something's up, because that's probably why the darkness dropped.
You notice she's asleep on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, but like that is not Birdie.
Yeah, you can. Roll me a performance check, Neumann, and Rook.
I don't
roll
know,
me
I think performance
insight.
speaks for itself. I did the voice and everything.
Yeah, and also Rook's kind of like suspicious of Birdie.
Well, I rolled a
anyway.
6.
Oh no! You rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Performance 12.
12.
Birdie.
So you
That's Birdie.
as
That's
far as
Birdie.
you're aware, that's Birdie. Neumann gave up on hide and seek.
Oh, okay. Is there anything going on out there?
Well, we're sort of just chilling out here. Now we're just waiting for you guys to come out. But, there's like a big iron door in the way or something.
It's openable. You can open it.
Has it got a lock or something?
No.
Well, well, you guys can go on without us.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Birdie opens the door. And oh boy, does it look exactly like Birdie looked like before. There is absolutely nothing whatsoever that would give away that this isn't Birdie. He's even sweating petals.
Except that he's
Is that
7
possible?
feet tall.
No.
That's not how
Okay.
it works.
Yeah, no, I know.
Slightly
But
taller.
it'd be horrific.
Because I can make myself seem 1 foot shorter.
Oh,
It's just a 6 foot tall Birdie.
Birdie's quite short too, so he's just slightly taller. But then everyone probably looks small compared to Rook, I imagine too.
As soon as the door opens, Zoot Zoot flies in and bops you on the head and bops Anya on the head.
And you
then-
kind of like...
Hey, she's sleeping.
Does Anya open her eyes?
No.
Zoot Zoot bops you again.
No, 5 more minutes.
And then Neumann.
She very subconsciously just kind of snuffles closer into Rook's shoulder.
Oh.
And then Neumann turns back into Neumann, and he's like, "Ha ha! I got you. I win. I found everyone, and very quickly, I must add, I am the best hide and seeker there is. I
That-
reckon if I even hid by myself and all of you were seeking, you wouldn't be able to find me. That's how good I am."
Anya,
think-
who's awake at this point, still with her eyes closed, just like, what does she have that isn't gonna like cause physical damage to you? Actually, she just grabs one of the gems and she like just throws it vaguely in your direction. She's like, go away.
Neumann catches it and pockets it.
Good.
All right. I think on that moment we're going to close out that night. So this is running a bit longer than we were anticipating. So we still actually probably have a lot we could do with this week, given this extra time to flesh things out. So we're actually going to go on another break now and have a 3-part episode.
Me and Joanna.
See you next time,
See you
guys.
next week.
See you next week.
Thanks again, Mitch,
Bye.
for popping in with a disembodied voice.
Sorry for listening.
What I'm here
Bye.
for.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.